Reality. Reality receipts.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Reality Receipts podcast starring me, Storytime with Ricky.
And me, Reality Ashley. It feels like it's been so long since we said that. Like, we haven't been here for 8 days. Like, that's the longest since we started this that we've gone without seeing each other, which was so crazy. Was not planned that way, but I went to Vancouver Island and Seattle on a little family trip, and I brought all my stuff, and we planned to record. Set it up in the hotel. The hotel Wi-Fi just was not having it. So sadly, we tried like 3 times. We were like, perfect match finale, Love is Blind UK, like so much was happening this week. And we were heartbroken to be away for so long, but we're going to make up for it. We're going to catch up on everything now. So how was your week?
Something good for you guys tomorrow. Like, we have something real juicy for you guys tomorrow. So we will make up for it.
Yeah, we're going to make up for it. We got Love is Blind UK recaps coming. If you follow us on Instagram, you know we've been breaking the tea. Even though we haven't been here, we've been sharing everything we could over there. So we already got some juicy scoop going on over on Instagram about Love is Blind UK, and we'll talk all about it here on our recap in a couple of days. So we have our Bravo Day coming still, something fun tomorrow, and Love is Blind UK. So by next week early, we'll be all caught up again. So we're back at it. So
yes, forgive us.
Yes, we will never stay away that long again. So next time I need like a better hotel or something. I was staying in like an old building. So I think the Wi-Fi there is fine for regular activities, but like recording a podcast maybe is just too much for it to handle. So, but like you've done it in Vegas, so I thought it would be fine, but.
Yeah, I guess it just depends where you're at because Vegas it was okay, but overall, how was your trip?
It was good. We went to a Hosier concert, so it was the kids' first big concert. So they are like super into music right now, so I thought they would find that fun. And Gigi Perez was opening for him, and so that was really good. And it was a good crowd to bring kids to. It was very chill. Like everyone was very loving and kind and happy and singing. Like, it was not a lot of kids there. It started kind of late. I think like he didn't go on till like 8:45 or something, but my kids are night owls, so they were fine. But it literally poured rain. Like I've never seen rain like that. And I grew up on Vancouver Island, which rains a lot, and it was like soaking rain. And we had to like Uber home, and it was just crazy. So, and then we went to a Seahawks game last night because they were playing the Chiefs, which I know Taylor doesn't go to the away games, so I knew she wouldn't be there. But obviously Travis was there. He was playing. But same thing. It poured rain the whole game. We were covered, thankfully, because otherwise I would not have stayed. I'm not that into football. But we were covered. But again, afterwards we had to walk. So, like, thankfully my kids are pretty, like, chill about that stuff. Like, they got soaked, but they thought it was funny. So, it could have been bad. So they were fine with it. So, but 2 really late nights. So I'm like, oh, good. Now we have to try to get them to go to bed at a normal time tonight, which is probably not going to happen. But we had a good time. A lot of hours in the car with them, which is not as fun at this age. I don't know if you did that with your siblings growing up, with like the touching and the fighting and the annoying each other. And we're at that stage. So.
Absolutely. You got to annoy your siblings. What the hell? Duh.
It's so funny because you don't realize when you're a kid, like how annoying that is to people trying to drive a car. But then now you're on the other side of it. It's like literal torture. So I'm like, I would rather at this point fly like 10 hours with them because then I can separate them. But car is like, we need like one of those 3-row ones so that they can sit in their own row because it's not going well. I miss the car seat days when they're like literally
they can't hit each other.
Strapped in and can't touch each other, because now it's just like full war. So
that's so
but happy to be home because I was still stayed up to date on all the tea, but missed chatting with you. So but it was nice to have a little break, I guess, too, because I can't believe we're almost at 100 episodes already, which is crazy. So it's good to like recharge the podcast batteries. So did you do anything fun this week?
You know what? I wish could say that I did. Had this big plan. I was like, we have a week off from the podcast. Like, maybe I'll go down to Mexico and like have a
Ah,
couple
that would have been
days
good.
to myself. Girl, no. I started my period. I have really
Oh,
painful
no.
periods. So I was crawled up into a ball. So I
No.
was like, damn it. This is my moment to like really live it up. And I didn't. So,
That is so unfair for us women that this lovely thing comes every month and just
yeah.
literally destroys all of our plans. And we're still expected to do every normal thing. And I mean, some people it's not so bad, some are worse. I know yours are like, she's down for the count for a few
Yeah.
days when it happens.
Mhm.
So I guess it did work out good then that we had a break so you could rest, but not
Yeah.
really how you want to spend a break.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just gonna go to Mexico and just have some resort action and just be at the pool. No,
No.
girl, no.
Okay, well, I'll have to take another break and we'll plan it better. You give me your cycle and we'll make sure it lines
Well,
up.
let's
So
go around the cycle.
yeah. We'll plan vacations because that's the worst when you go on a vacation and then it happens. Like, that's not what I came and paid all this money to go do. It's just
Yeah,
be in pain. So
yeah,
we'll organize it better next time. So
yeah. But most of all, I missed you and I miss talking to you. You
I know.
guys, we have I think we have like a pretty extensive receipt report today, right?
We do. We do. We missed a lot. Obviously, like a lot of the Perfect Match cast did interviews, so we had a lot going on with that. We did share all of the tea we've got on Instagram, but in case you guys missed it, we'll give you a good receipt report, a little rundown of everything that happened. So I think maybe some of the most exciting receipt report that we got this week was Freddie. Well, obviously, if you're listening, you've watched Perfect Match, the finale, so you already know what happened, right? So if you haven't yet, if you're listening by accident, go watch it, come back, because we're going to talk about what has happened with the cast since filming wrapped. So
Right.
obviously Freddie and Madison not together. Then there was all these rumors, which maybe we started, that Lucy and Freddie were a thing. I mean, we just told you guys what we saw. There was hands and rubbing and flirting and touching, but he
Yeah.
is also a very kind, like friendly person, and he does seem to be really good friends with women. Like Madison said on the show, he was written by a woman. He gets
Yeah.
along well with women. So he has a lot of female friends. So we were like, we didn't see any kissing or anything that would suggest that they were a thing, but they were
Yeah.
very flirty. So
An
maybe we
energy.
thought,
Yeah.
we
There was
thought
an
that
energy.
we thought they might have been the beginnings of something. But we did get confirmed that Lucy saying she has another boyfriend. He's not someone in the online reality space, so we don't know who, but not Freddie. And Freddie is seeing someone or hanging out with someone, not dating, but I think they've been on some dates, we'll say. Her name's Jessica Lord, and she used to date Matt Rife, the comedian.
Uh-huh.
So people have been a little bit of online detectives, people being me and you, and saw that he was in Malibu. He took pictures in a Jeep. It's her Jeep. He had a leash of a dog. It's her dog. Her friend commented on his post, I spy Jessica Lord, and he's been in her comments like happy birthday with hearts. And we did hear he's seeing someone in LA, an actress, not on reality TV. She's very Christian. This Jessica has child of God or something in her bio. So all the pieces add up
Yeah.
together. So
Yeah.
I will say neither of them have come out and said it, but we have confirmation from other people, and all the puzzle pieces fit
Yeah,
together.
all the
So
puzzle pieces fit. So whatever you want to call it, dating, seeing, hanging out, staying with while he's in LA, whatever you want to call it, that's what he's doing.
yes. Which, good for him. It's exciting that he's with someone, but also, like, we did hear him and Madison ultimately didn't work out because of the distance, and obviously this girl also lives in LA, so that's a little bit of a sore spot, I'm sure, for Madison, because, yeah, it's obviously not a distance problem. I don't know if Freddie intends to move to LA, but I'm not sure what his future plans are.
Well,
But
if you watch the finale, he says he can't really move to the States because of his
because
brother.
of his brother,
He has a
yeah.
disabled brother, and then he asked Madison if she would move to Manchester. So it seems like he can't really move out of, I mean, he can if he wanted to, but he has his business there. He owns a home there. He has his family there. And his brother is very important to him. So I don't see him moving out of the States, but I don't know if Madison's too concerned about it, because we got a recent report that at the Netflix summer break party, she actually hooked up with Scott. So
Yes.
Scott is a hot commodity amongst the group.
Right? I mean, from what, I don't know, what did you think of him on the show? Were you a fan? I never watched anything else he was in, so this is my
I
first
was not a
Scott
fan.
introduction.
I
No,
was
I
not a
didn't
fan.
love him. No. So we did hear it was just like a one night hookup. It's not, they're not dating or seeing each other. It was just a little fun after the party. So maybe, I mean, if Madison likes it, we love it. If he was a good time for one night, good for her. Get some. But
Right.
but yeah, I don't think it's going anywhere besides that. So, but I did put up a poll of people like asking who you think should have won, and everyone was saying Madison and Freddie. They definitely got the most votes. So really too bad that they changed the rules. We'll get into that later. But yeah, I think that they would have won. So
Yeah, me
sad that
too.
they're
I
not.
think if it was up to a vote, like how it typically is for the top couples, they would have won. They were the least problematic and the least chaotic, for sure.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, Madison's obviously polarizing, but everyone loves Freddie. So I think just him being in the final, everyone would have wanted to vote for him compared to like say a Louis or a Daniel. Like he was really the only man like worth rooting for up there. So
Only man worth rooting for ever.
we need more Freddies out there, but sadly, I know it's like we thought we felt some energy with him and you at the party. Okay, I thought that,
You
but
thought that. I think you just. I think she was just living in Delulu land. It's okay, but I
I lived
don't
there
think I'm
sometime.
Freddie's type. I think I'm a little too thick. I'm a little too black. I got a little too much ass.
Freddie's type is gorgeous, and that's what you are. So his loss, but yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't know why he would keep dating people that live in LA. That doesn't make a lot of sense. But but this girl, I didn't realize it, but she is British, like from there as well, but obviously lives in LA. So maybe she intends to go back there. I don't know. But
Or maybe she visits often. We never know what the situation is. But I mean, if he's not with Madison, the show filmed over a year ago. So of course,
yeah,
it's expected that he's gonna date. I did see that Hannah, like, I'm like, girl, you gonna get so sued. Like, released that because she's still doing this whole like, who's my baby daddy thing, and
still
it's
to
like
this day.
still to this day.
Yeah.
And released like Netflix's email saying that they can't say anything of like where are they now until Monday. So
yeah, I did. Someone asked me when we're getting all those little video updates, and I did get confirmation it'll be 5 a.m. on Monday. So they can finally all tell us where they are. I mean, we've told you guys, I think, everything already, and some of the cast has told everyone, like with Huda and Louis, but the
I think
official ones.
we'll get the details, right? Like
Yeah.
Lucy and Daniel, we all know they're not together. We'll probably get a why. Freddie and Madison are not together. We know the why is distance, but we'll see what they come up and say. We know AD and Ollie obviously are still together. We know that Louis and Sandy are not, because she had a man since Perfect Match and he publicly has a girlfriend now. And then, I mean, I don't even know what to say about Rachel and Ray. Is that something we even like?
I think they're just friends. Sadly, like I know. Yeah, I would have like if they were still dating now, I would love that. But I got the vibes like they weren't that into each other on the show, and it was just kind of like we have to match with each other if we want to try to win this thing.
Yeah.
And they're not together now, so that's kind of what I think it was. I don't know why. They seemed like they could have been something, but yeah, they obviously didn't work out because they're not together now. So Sandy did go on the Vile Files, so she didn't have any tea really. She was very much like, I love AD and Ollie, like pushing that, like didn't mention she has a boyfriend now, but they are coming back next week to finish the interview because obviously she couldn't say very much. So we'll see. But I did hear from cast members that everyone did know about Louis' baby, including Sandy. So he wasn't hiding that from her.
Okay.
So this person I talked to was like, you know, we never felt like Sandy and Louis were real. It was just for like the show, duh. But like
Yeah.
I mean, not that someone wouldn't date someone with a baby, but I just don't feel like if she met Louis in the real world and was like, I have a baby on the way with someone else, she would be like super into him. But I could be wrong. But
Yeah, I mean, having a baby on the way is a huge red flag, right? Having a
Mhm,
newborn baby when you just start dating someone is a huge red flag because there is some type of implication, like what is the relationship with the mom? You
mhm,
know, so but I mean, to each his own. What bothers one doesn't bother another. If like a we won't get into the Love is Blind UK of it all just yet,
yeah,
but if you follow us on Instagram, then you know that a contestant on that show also had a baby on the way while he was in the pods, and he
did
didn't tell anybody about it, and then ended up abandoning the mom. It's a whole thing. We'll get into it.
yeah. Did you
Um,
see that comment I shared? Someone commented like it's giving Liler's British cousin vibes or something, which
yeah,
I hate. Like I hate that this is the thing now. Like abandoned babies is part of these storylines. Although like Tyler's situation was different. He wanted to act like he was not anything to do with that. So I don't want to compare. These aren't necessarily the same because we haven't heard like Louis not involved with his child and the other guy. I think we did hear that though. So,
yeah, no,
but
yeah, I think in reference to Liler's British cousin was in reference to Patrick, who is,
yes.
who allegedly abandoned his kid. We'll get into that receipt report when we're going to talk about Love's Blind UK, but
Yes,
his
so
baby
come
mama
back for that.
yelled at me and all kind of stuff. So we'll get into it. But
Wait, she
uh,
yelled at you?
she yelled. I mean, she did in a sense. Like she didn't yell at me, but she was really flip floppy in her responses to me. You know what I mean? Like in one breath, she was just kind of like warm, and then she wasn't warm. You know, she
Mhm.
didn't give me the information. I want to make that clear because I know that, you know, he's making some threats against her if she speaks, and she did not
Oh,
talk.
what?
She's not the one
See,
who
we
talked
haven't
about it. So
we haven't been able to talk about all this stuff.
yeah,
Normally, we're yakking all day about it, but I'm out of the loop of that. So
yeah, yeah,
that,
yeah. So
that's crazy. We
it's
will say though that all of like she wrote publicly a lot about it, like calling him out on Twitter. Like it's not like no
I
one
mean, that's
outed
where
her.
what all the receipts were, right? Like
Yeah.
her public response or her public messages. So, and I blocked her
Uh-huh.
name out to where her username's not there. It's like she's a very common first name that like probably hundreds and thousands of people have. And so she was like,
Mhm.
you can see my first name. And I'm
Mhm.
like, literally like millions of people have that name. So,
Yeah, and she was publicly writing like he was on a TV show. Like she was writing about it on her Twitter and stuff, right? So
yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I never understand like what did you wrote that out to be posted to be picked up so that people would talk about it, and then we're talking about it, and you're like, no, don't talk about it. 'Cause I don't get that, but
Yeah. Yeah,
you
but
just
that's
don't gotta
Patrick from
post
Love Is
it.
Blind UK. If you
Yes.
guys have watched it, we
Mm,
will do the recap. But if you've watched it, then you know who we're talking about. But
mm.
if you haven't, watch it, and then you'll know exactly who we're talking about. So
Yes, and we'll get into it when we do that one. Also, Rachel did AD's podcast. Not a lot of tea there, but she did say she finally got to the bottom of that reason that Clayton was giving, like why he didn't want to be with her, and it's because she's not a gym girly. So he loves the gym, and she doesn't go to the gym. She likes to like sit and drink at the bar and like
but that's
relax,
insane because
basically. So,
she's fit. She's so fit.
mhm.
So it's like, who
Well,
cares if I go to the gym or not? If I'm fit.
yeah. Well, there's probably a difference between fit and thin, right? Like, I think you want someone that literally wants to spend like 3 hours a day at the gym, like pumping iron, which is weird. I just feel like you could have that as your passion, but your partner doesn't necessarily have to have, like, it's nice to have your own hobbies and your own things. It would be fun to do together, but I just wouldn't think that's like a deal breaker, because
Right.
you can do that at the gym and she probably has other stuff she wants to do. And that kind of gives you your own time. Like my
Right.
husband's obsessed with golf, but I don't want to golf because that's his thing. And like, I don't need to follow him around 24/7. So it's nice to have your own thing. So that's just
Yeah.
weird. Feels like an excuse, but who
For
knows?
sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. And then Freddie did the Vial Files. Obviously, sweet little Freddie did not give any tea. It
Yeah.
was a nice little chat, but nothing much to say. I think that aired before the finale. So like, you couldn't even say what's happening now, but we already know anyways. But yeah, nothing really to report on Freddie's interview. I think that was all the interviews this
Yeah.
week.
Did you
So
see the like so I think it was a preview or a commercial of the Vile Files with Sandy that they're gonna continue, and he is like really coming at JR. And the comments were not happy
yes,
about it, even though
hmm
nobody likes JR. They felt like the way like I think Nick called him like a disgusting human and like
yeah,
which a JR is cringy,
yeah.
absolutely. He gives you the ick. He's too
hmm
sexual. He's all of these things. But I'm like, I don't even
This
know.
is
Like,
Nick's. This is Nick's MO. If someone turns down an interview, he literally roasts them to death.
ugh,
Like, so JR is on that list. Like Lisa Barlow is another one. He just goes for Madison. I don't know if she's ever turned him down or what happened there, but yeah, if someone won't go on his podcast, that's all they do is just literally roast them to more than they do. Like sometimes you interview someone, but they do some bad stuff and you still have to roast them. But he goes so hard, like what he did to JR, which,
yeah.
yes, JR is cringy. You're going to be mad at me, but I didn't really mind him in this last episode just because he like stood up for Sandy. I not like, no, he's not redeemed himself, I wouldn't say. He's still creepy and awkward and cringy and
All the
too
things.
sexual. But
Yeah.
he did speak nicely of
He
Sandy, which
did
I feel like
speak
he could have been
nicely.
salty and rude, but he wasn't. So
I mean, he was salty and rude by not hugging her when he left, but he could have
that's true.
been. But he did say she doesn't deserve what you gave her. And it was
hmm
actually like really wild to me that Sandy then like went against JR to say, oh, well, we're not exclusive. We're not this. We're not that. We
Yeah.
know that we know that you're both faking it. But now we're getting
Yeah.
into the review. Is that it for our receipt report or we have more?
I think so. The only other thing is the Love Island USA reunion filmed. Obviously, the only tea I like. Obviously, everybody was there. Huda was there. Everyone was like, "She's not gonna go. She's too cool for this." Like, no, she's watching men play video games in a room. She's fine. She can go to the reunion. I think she can
Yeah.
handle that. I
Yeah.
obviously she was gonna go. I never thought she wouldn't, but
Yeah.
the only thing I heard that happened was Ace and Jeremiah got in a screaming match. Apparently,
Yeah. But that's from that Too Hot Tea page and they don't freaking post anything credible.
that's very true.
They don't post
99% is not good.
anything credible because I seen that they actually made up because Ace commented on Jeremiah's TikTok
Yeah,
and Jeremiah responded to him. So they're clearly like in a good space. Too Hot Tea has never posted anything valid. They also said Amaya and Brian
so
broke
true.
up. They said Amaya and Brian broke up and then never even corrected it.
Mhm,
They really just throw stuff at a wall to see if it'll stick.
mhm,
They throw stuff that's likely to happen, like, oh, it's likely that
mhm.
Jeremiah and Ace got into a screaming match, and so
I just
I'm gonna say that I know that that happened. You know what I mean? And then
yeah,
if it doesn't happen, they literally just like nothing happened. So I would take that with a grain of salt. But we do
yes.
know that they play the full heart rate challenge because that came from Andy Cohen.
Mhm.
So
What do you I just feel like I mean, I'll be surprised if they go against Huda. I'll be surprised if anyone goes against Huda because that is just not worth it publicly for any of them at this point. So, you think
yeah.
it's gonna vindicate Huda or
I think that it's gonna vindicate Shelly of why
Mhm,
she was upset, but I already see her fans, like, they're already on, defense, and they're already like, "Oh, well, she already apologized," so it's almost like, it's like, "Who cares? She already apologized for it." Because now that
mhm,
we're gonna see the full clip and we're gonna see that what she did was a little too far, you shouldn't if you're challenge or not, whatever, at the point that Shelly and Ace were at, you shouldn't be licking his balls, you shouldn't be shaking your ass in his face, you shouldn't be doing any
mhm.
of that.
No.
She did apologize for it, but then she went on Call Her Daddy and backtracked on everything she ever apologized for, and that's what the problem is, right? If she apologized
Mhm,
from it, and even if she had went on Call Her Daddy and said, "You know what? Yeah, I took it a little too far. I already apologized for it, and I just wanna move on from that because that's a
mhm.
moment that I wasn't proud of." I think
Yeah.
everybody we wouldn't even be having to play it at the reunion. You know what I mean? But
Yes.
it's the fact that you did apologize, but then you kept saying, "But would it be better if I was ugly? But it was just a challenge. But," and I'm sorry, "but" is not an apology. And then
Mhm.
you went on Call Her Daddy and took back all your apologies. So,
Ugh. Do you think she's still with Louis? Because I don't think so. I feel like that was
now?
just
Yeah,
yeah,
I think they're still together currently. Yeah.
really?
Mhm.
How long do you think that's gonna last?
I don't think it's gonna last very long, but I've seeing them on live and stuff and doing stuff together and
Well, he's in Europe right now. He went for an appearance, and so I'm like, I just don't imagine her being like, "Yeah, go do your club appearance. It's fine. I'm gonna stay home." Like, I just don't see that being her personality. I think
not
she's
for
gonna,
too long. You have to fake it a little bit in the beginning.
yeah,
But I did see like
pretend like you're not crazy.
yeah, yeah, you do. I seen they were on live and stuff. And then, he's like pulling up his phone and she's like all in his phone, like, looking and
Yeah.
reading. So, I mean,
Oh
that's
yeah.
her nature. That's just how she
He's
is. And
definitely checking his location while he's in Germany, and like, yeah, I was just
yeah,
waiting for like videos or something to come out, but maybe he
I
does
think they're
really
still
like her.
together. I think they're still together. I do think that, you know, he for sure is going to hold on to it as long as he can because it is a good look for him. It is notoriety for him. I think he's been waiting for this moment of like getting his Leah, so to
Yeah.
speak, like not to
Hmm.
compare her to Leah at all, but just to I think he really wanted what Miguel and Leah had in the sense of like brand collabs and deals and all of that.
Uh-huh.
And I think Huda is that for him. I'm not saying that he doesn't like her.
Hmm.
I'm sure he does, but I think he has motives for holding on to the
Yeah,
relationship. So
totally. I hope she realizes that, like, once he starts trying to organize these, like, photo ops and appearances and brand deals that he wouldn't get without her, I hope she realizes she doesn't, not that there's anything wrong with him, but it's like, yeah, she doesn't need him right now. She is the star, and he's just riding her coattails. So if she really likes him and he really likes her, I guess it might be worth it to her, but
mhm.
I just don't want to see another Kenny situation. I think he does really like her, but I mean, they both have kids. They both like, unless Huda's moving to LA, which we did hear she is,
Yeah.
but I don't think they live in the same place. It just seems
Yeah, I
like
don't think he lived here, which I'm so confused
no.
about because, we hear him say on Perfect Match that he is going to move to LA. And then we
Hmm.
know he did move to LA with Miguel. And then something happened in their apartment. We're not sure, but yeah, then now he's not living in LA. I don't know. I don't know. His
Yeah.
kid is here in LA. So it's just kind of like, I don't know.
Well, maybe, yeah, maybe he's trying to move here. That's what he's working on. So
Yeah.
he's got to marry someone that lives in the US
Oh, no,
or
as of
something.
August 1st, marriage doesn't
Oh,
mean
what?
citizenship anymore. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. If you already got married for citizenship, do they take that away or
No,
that
I don't
stays?
know. I didn't read the details, but I know they've been trying to change that for a while because there's a lot of like marriage fraud out here where people like literally pay people
Hmm.
like to get married, like for
That just
citizenship.
came
It's like a
That
thing.
just came out about, Sheena's husband, Brock, although I just glanced for a second. I don't know if the source is good. So allegedly, but because he came from New Zealand, right? So he apparently married someone and then he like paid their rent or something. It seems like a green card type of thing, which we thought that's why he married Sheena. So I don't know how legit that is. So I
Yeah.
just saw it floating around out there. But if they revoke it, that would be interesting. He'd have to go back to
Yeah, I
New
don't think
Zealand.
they'll revoke it, but I know they've been trying to crack down on that for a while. But I know they're stopping it for sure. Like
Hmm.
I think it was August. I'm not sure of the date, but I know that they're stopping it. Like just
Hmm.
because you marry a U.S. citizen doesn't automatically make you a citizen anymore. So he better hurry the fuck up.
Wait, though, was it August 1st or is it next year?
I think it's I don't remember what the date was. It might have been maybe it said September or August 1st. It was
All
something
right,
like
well,
that. But he
you
better hurry.
better.
Better get on it.
His next stop needs to be Vegas at the little chapel because he's running out
Right.
of time. But
Right.
yeah, oh well, we'll see what happens with them. I wonder if it'll get brought up at the reunion or
Louis.
not. I mean, yeah, he's not
I
on
think
their
Andy
show, so
Cohen's for sure like going to bring it up.
yeah.
They're gonna bring it up. I'm telling you, my God, her fans are so crazy. And they are all 11, by the way. And I don't know why
Yeah, they are.
11-year-olds are watching Love Island. Like, I think that's seriously concerning. But
Mhm.
now, you know what they're saying? First of all, this is how they're going to evade any responsibility. This is how they're going to evade any accountability. They're already starting with she apologized, right? And now they're starting with that Andy Cohen is a Zionist and he should not be interviewing a Palestinian woman. That is what they're already saying that online.
Okay. I was gonna say
Yeah.
they better not come for Andy, but I don't think Andy even cares. Probably
Andy
he's
does
used to
not
it at
care.
this
He's in a
point. Yeah.
league of his own. Like he's in a league of his own. He's freaking Andy Cohen,
Yeah.
right? Like you know what I mean? He's built his career and his
Yeah, and
If
we've
he's made a name for himself in this industry, he is, if not the best host. I don't even know who I would compare him to as far as like hosting. So
mhm,
he's definitely, I don't know how true the Zionist things about him are. I don't like follow him or know like what, I don't know anything about that, but
mhm.
that's just what I've been seeing online that they're already saying. Like, so if he does, and Andy Cohen's been known to like, really hold people's feet to the fire,
Yeah,
especially
that's what
with,
he does.
that's what
It's
he
nothing
does,
about
right?
Huda. He does it with there's always people he does that to. We just saw it with like Jesse and people in the Valley
Yes,
reunion. Like that's his like,
that's
hosts that
the thing.
don't do that are boring. He likes to poke at not poke, but like,
He
call
likes
you
to
out.
get
So
the answers that the
yeah.
audience wants to know. I think like he's really good at that, right? Like knowing what's going on online, knowing what happened in the show, and knowing what people want answers to. And
Hmm.
he's really good at making sure that the audience gets those answers. But I can see in a lot of the answers people want are because of Huda and her, specifically her interview, her Call Her Daddy interview, where she just said a
Hmm.
lot of conflicting things. Like what
Yeah.
happened on the show, her experience, and you in one breath you're saying you love somebody so much you don't know how you would have gone through this experience without them, and then in the next breath you're saying you didn't have any friends and like you're getting bullied. So he is going to bring that up, and it's like
Yeah.
unfortunately people are already coming up with excuses of like if he does
Why?
hold her feet to the fire, they're going to turn it into something else, that he's
Yeah.
bullying her and it's because she's Palestinian and it's because he's a like they already have a plan of action if he does try to hold her accountable, so.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, like I said, I don't think the show wants her fans coming after them either. I feel like it'll be an even, fair thing where they point out stuff that everybody did. So I don't see them making it just like a hold Huda accountable because they know that won't
Absolutely.
go over well.
It's
So
gonna be everyone. But
yeah.
again, I do think everyone's gonna try and keep it very cute. I think people
Hmm.
are so worried about their self-image. They're so worried about her fandom coming after them. But I think after knowing that they're like 11, it's like who gives a like who cares? Like what power do you guys have? None. All you can do
Yeah.
is like type your little fingers.
Yeah.
Um,
They shouldn't
but
even have the internet
they
yet. They're
shouldn't
too
have the
young.
internet, they shouldn't have a phone, they shouldn't have the Peacock app, they shouldn't have the Love Island app. It's honestly bad parenting, like, so if you are letting your 11-year-old watch Love Island, I don't know why you would want them to see making out, ass shaking, sleep,
No.
fucking, like, it's just, it's not something I would let my 11-year-old, it's such a bad example of reality to,
Hmm.
like, let an 11-year-old watch, but whatever, I'm not here to give parenting advice because I don't even got no damn kids, but yeah, I don't know.
I feel like that's common sense. So it makes sense.
Yeah. So it just we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I do think they're
Yes.
gonna try and hold everyone accountable, but like I said, I do think that everyone is super hyper aware of their self-image and the backlash that they could possibly receive if they, go too hard or say too much of the truth. But you have to have
Hmm.
those people that really just don't give a fuck, like Ace and like Andrina doesn't seem to really give a hell. So
Hmm. Yeah, I'm excited. It's coming up soon, right? The 25th. So I think it's like a week from tomorrow, right? I don't know. It's coming up on the 25th,
it's
whatever day
coming up
that
on the
land on.
25th. A
Like,
week
what
from
day is it
tomorrow is
today?
right. Yes.
Ah, yeah. Okay. I'm like, I don't know what day it is. I don't know where I am. I don't know what country I'm in. Well, should we get into a perfect match? So,
Yes.
obviously, we intended to have our episode 9 recap out before the finale, but then my Wi-Fi decided to suck. So we're going to do it now, but it's okay because maybe you took a little time to watch it. So we waited for you. That's what we were
Yeah.
doing. So
Yeah.
it wasn't my fault at all.
Yeah.
So obviously it started with Ollie and AD having their makeup, which we talked about on our last episode, how we heard he had to leave and go to a hotel. And so that was, you could kind of see they were in like different clothes and it looked like he was coming back from somewhere. It wasn't like they woke up together. So
Yeah.
what did you think of their makeup?
Um, I thought, it's okay. So here's the thing is I really didn't like how Ollie comes in and he's like, so what do you want to do? Like, if you don't want
Hmm.
to do this with me, I'll leave. Like, I'll walk out of here right now. And I feel
Hmm.
like that's just not It's basically like, forgive me or I'm leaving, right? And
Yeah.
of course she doesn't want him to leave, but it's like, it's almost forcing her to forgive you. Not, it's a manipulation tactic. I didn't like it. I feel like he would have just been better off coming in saying, I'm so sorry. I hope that we can get past this. I just don't like how he handles things. He
Mhm.
plays on her emotions, and he's very manipulative, and AD is very, very quick to forgive.
Mhm.
And
I
it's
think
just unfortunate.
Yeah, now that you say that, I think that's probably what happened, right? He said, like, "I'm leaving because they fought," and she probably was, like, trying to hold his feet to the fire a little and be like, "I don't know if I wanna be with you." I don't she was obviously yelling at him and expressing how she felt, and he obviously was like, "Well, forget it, then I'm leaving," and went to the hotel, right? And so she literally thought, like, he's leaving, and so
Mhm.
that is manipulative, right? Because he came back basically like, "So, see, like, I will leave, so if you don't forgive me, I'm out of here." So, yeah, that kind of doesn't give her the space to actually, like, think about it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't like it. And it's like, I know people are like, oh, who cares? Like, they're together now, like, be happy for them.
Mhm,
And it's like, no, you don't have to be happy for when you see behavior that you know is not okay. And it's like, just
mhm,
because you tolerated it or AD's tolerating it doesn't mean that I have to sit here and act like I'm okay with it. I don't,
mhm,
I wouldn't want to be, personally, I wouldn't want to be with a person like that doesn't even let me process my feelings or let me decide if I want to forgive them. Although we
mhm,
all know she was gonna forgive him anyway, just because AD just seems to be a really forgiving person, and she really wants love, and she really wants her person.
mhm.
Um, and yeah, it was like, okay, fine, then I'll leave. So I didn't like that. He snuggled up into her arms and then forgot all about it. So
Mhm. Yeah, I know, and then, like, I thought later on when he said I think we talked about this last episode, but I think it happened in this episode where he said, talking about babies and, like, "We're gonna have a baby in 9 months." So, like, I don't know if we would call that love bombing,
love
but I
bombing.
think,
Yeah.
yeah, it is a little toxic where it's like, we just had this big fight. We don't even know if we're on, like, good ground together, and now you're throwing out babies and marriage and, like, we're together forever. And it's just like, it's such whiplash, It
Yeah,
doesn't.
but he's been doing that since the beginning, right? And at first it
Mhm,
was like, are you throwing out, like, are you just trying to let us all know that you guys fucked already? Like, I don't know if you've seen, like, they did like a little Q&A, and he made a little joke about how soon they slept together, and it was giving
mhm,
that they slept together on the first night, and she was like, you better not say, like, you better not. And he's sitting there giggling and cackling about it, and there's
mhm.
something very immature about that to me, to like, why does everyone else why would you this woman's about to be your wife and like the mother of your child. Why would you want everybody to know that you cracked her on the first night? Like, that's just not, it's just so immature. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And like, there's nothing wrong with cracking someone on the first night, whatever, if you have a
Well, that's
chemistry
good
there.
because that's what I did with my husband,
Ah,
so
hello, period. I know that's right.
I
Clocking
can't
it.
judge AD, I can't judge her 'cause
Correct. When you know, you know.
I mean, it's been 18 years,
Yeah,
so
exactly. When I had one of my best girlfriends, same thing. Like, they did, and now they're married, and sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles. Like, when you have
uh-huh.
that physical chemistry there, it's there. You know what I mean? But I'm sure your husband didn't go on when he tells how you guys met. I'm sure that's not the first thing he says. Like, yeah, we
No,
got together first night. Like, you know what I
I
mean?
think this is the first everyone's hearing about it, so I don't know if anyone that knows me in real life listens to this, but I apologize for the oversharing.
You don't have to apologize. You cheat. I'm just like, you grown
Hey,
as
we
fuck. But
we were
anyway,
young, yeah. So I'm like, I don't judge AD, but I agree
and
it's
it's not,
it's him telling
I'm
it.
not judging AD for doing
No,
it.
no,
I'm
no.
judging Ollie for trying to tell everybody about it,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's like what it seemed like to me. I don't even know what the hell I was talking about. What were we talking about?
Sorry, I had to interrupt with my
No, it's
oversharing, but
definitely not like a thing to AD. It's just
no, it's him.
it's his maturity level, right? Like, so, like, oh, love bombing. So it's like, I think people who are like, oh my God, like, they're new, like, this was in the beginning, now they're married, like, now they're engaged and having a baby. Like,
Mhm,
it's a dating show, it's silly, right? Like, it's silly, it's perfect match. Who cares about perfect match? And I think the difference is, right, like, we've seen Sandy and Louis couple up
mhm,
from the beginning. We've seen AD and Ollie couple up from the beginning. We knew that Sandy and Louis were never serious from the jump, right? In their
yeah,
mannerisms with each other, in their conversations with each other, it was always giving they're not serious. But The complete opposite for AD and Ollie. Very
Yeah.
early on, he's love bombing her. He's talking about the future. He's acting like she's all his. She's acting like they're locked in. He's acting possessive. He's acting jealous. He's doing all of these things to create this false sense of security, this false
Yeah.
sense of future, this false sense of all the things when it benefited him. But when she went out and tried to explore or flirt or laugh too loud, he was angry and upset. So that is why the bar was so low for Louis and Sandy and so high for AD and Ollie. And that's why everybody's very disappointed with how he treated her, because he embarrassed her. And we've
Yeah.
already seen AD be embarrassed on TV before. Nobody wants to see it again. That's what Justine was saying, you know, and we'll get into that because I don't want to hop ahead to episode 10, but Ollie even pissed me off then when he's low-key trying to imply that Justine's hating on him. Like, boy, ain't nobody hating on you in your eye, okay? Like, just hush, okay? Like, just be quiet.
Well, and for the people saying like, oh, this was when they were new and now it's been so long and they're engaged and they're having a baby, it's like actually they like this is only a year ago, right? And so they only had like maybe 3 months before she got pregnant. And as someone that has been with someone a long time before we had kids, I can say like that's really hard. They didn't have time to really get to know each other, you know? They didn't have time to see how they really are without having a baby now. So it's going to be really hard for them. But
Right.
like, I do agree that they seem to be really in love, obviously, and I think it will work out. But they can't blame people for like having some questions or being unsure from what we saw, right? So,
Right. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I thought of their little makeup session. I just, again, manipulation on Ollie's part. So,
yeah. Then they had the little competition, which like the only thing that stood out to me from that was Sandy and her churro. So that was so funny.
like,
She was
why is
not
it taking her
competitive at
so
all.
long to eat those churros? Mind you, it was a lot of churros on that plate. It was a lot of churros. Like, why would they give her so many? And they're very filling, right? Like, it's all
Yes.
carbs, so they're very filling. So that stuck out to me. And AD eating the crickets and not Ollie, but some of the girls ate the crickets and not the guys.
Well, we did remember on our last
Yeah, that
episode.
he's vegan.
Yes, AD explained that he's vegan, and so she took that for.
Crickets are from the earth. Man,
I know. I was like, I have something to say, but we probably have vegans listening, so I don't want to offend anyone. But I'm like,
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm
If my
sure
man
vegans
made me
wouldn't-
eat the crickets and was like, I'm vegan, I don't know. That's
Yeah.
a
I
little
don't
bit
know,
of a
but
turn
whatever.
off, right?
Yeah, nothing really too crazy happened on that last challenge. I always do think it's ridiculous this late in the game that you're having this last boardroom as if it's like gonna make a difference. But we do see Rachel and Ray win that challenge. Good for them. But again, it doesn't make any sense at this point in the game. Perfect Match really needs to change up. Like, I know Perfect Match is trying to be, this is supposed to be Netflix's Love Island, and they're really trying to make it their Love Island, but they need to like fix a lot of things. Like, it's just
I think it's just so hard to use people that have already been on a show before, because they really are coming in with these intentions of building their brand and, you know, influencer life, which of course anyone going on a reality show is, but a lot of people are going in like hoping maybe that'll happen, but they just don't know, right? But when you've already been on a show, you kind of know how it works already, and you come in very calculated. That's what we love about Love Island, is it's just, well, at least up until this season, it's just regular people without a following that really seem to be there for love. And like, if they get something else, great, but they actually have all these real feelings.
But I do think that moving forward, even that aspect of Love Island is going to change. Like, everybody going on there is not going to no longer be going on there for love. They're going on there because they see that people are coming out with millions of followers and brand deals, you know? And it started with season 5. I think it got absolutely worse in season 6, and season 7 is going to be a freaking nightmare. So, so,
it's hard. It's hard now that people have seen what it can do for you to just not go in thinking about that when you go. So,
So, and so we see Rachel and Ray go in the boardroom. They send Sandy on a date with JR, and they sent Juliet
Juliet.
on a date with Carrington yet again, which I thought was silly. One, it
Yeah.
was silly of Ray to send Carrington back in the house when he was coming at Rachel.
Hmm.
And two, they already went on a date. So what are we even doing here? Everybody's
Yeah.
already met each other. That's why I always think this last board meeting is so stupid and pointless, because
They
we've
could have made it
all met
good.
all the singles. We've all met. We've all hung out. We've all had our chance to form our connections. Is this
Yeah.
last date going to change anything? Did I think
No.
that Sandy was going to pull a power move and maybe pick JR? That would have looked good for her in the aspect of Louis played in her face. But
Hmm.
her and Louis had clearly had a pact. Like, you don't pick nobody else. I'm not going to pick nobody else, so we can make it to the end.
Yeah. And it would have been funny if they sent AD on a date, or like Freddie or someone, like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, obviously not Freddie because it was men, but I think they could have shook it up a little, or just like made it more interesting. Cause yeah, seeing Juliet and Carrington, it was like, "Oh, this is pointless." So I think Juliet's funny. I appreciated
She's
her.
very funny. And she
Yeah.
really won me over these last 2 episodes.
Yeah. I think she is necessary. We need someone that's like willing to say whatever and put it out there. And she was entertaining. So,
I
but
actually had said, and I don't even think, like, honestly, like, all the tea started coming out about Perfect Match. I don't even think I posted my recap on on the finale, but I honestly wish that Juliet would have stayed in the house earlier on, because I
mhm,
feel like she would have been the one girl that was like creating chaos, where all the other women were like cute and poised and worried about how their image is on camera and they're not going to fuck around on their guys. I feel
mhm.
like Juliet would have been in there wreaking havoc. Like, she would
Yeah,
have been at the mixer, partner or not, kissing, starting the truth or dare games.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Doing exactly what the men was doing, but a girl. And I would have just loved to see that.
Yeah, that's why they need these people who have been on a show for more than just one season, right? Because she's like a reality TV veteran, so she gets it. She knows, like, okay, people might say they don't like you for like a couple weeks, and then it moves on. Or people might say stuff online, but in real life, they're like super nice and excited to see you. She knows how it all works, so
Yeah.
she's not afraid to look bad for a couple
Yeah, and I
episodes.
didn't
It's
watch
worth
her
it.
on Siesta Key, but somebody said that she was on Siesta Key, like, whooping ass. Like, she fights. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah, like, I seen a TikTok that went viral that was like, that's so funny. Like, people are watching Juliet on Siesta Key, like, not knowing that on her season, she was like whooping ass. Like, she
Uh,
does not play. Like, BTA. Like, she was in there, like, messing bitches up. So I was like, oh, okay, Juliet. She's not one to play with, apparently. So,
Oh, that's funny. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that one because I never watched it either. So this is like my first introduction to her, and yeah,
yeah.
she's entertaining for sure.
Yeah,
I
she's
liked it.
definitely entertaining. I think she would have, I wish, looking back, I wish she would have been in the house with a partner
Hmm.
longer, because I think
Yeah,
she would have given us some really good TV. So,
yeah, I agree.
yeah.
Waste of Juliet for sure.
Yeah.
But do you want to talk about the finale now,
Yeah,
or was there anything else?
I mean, nothing really happened, nothing else. Like, right, like episode 9 ended off on this cliffhanger of like, oh my God, is Sandy going to pick JR? Is she going to pick Louis? Of course, she goes back to Louis. JR
Hmm.
kind of badmouths Louis a little bit, says he's a little kid. I didn't see you as like being a babysitter. And again, like,
Hmm.
there's just such a difference in maturity levels between Sandy and Louis, but I think they're both actresses. They're both playing the game. They're both just there for a good time and not a long time. Sandy just has a has less of a reputation than Louis, so I think it's easier to see in Louis.
Hmm.
But I think people see it in Sandy as well. So,
Yeah,
yeah. So into the finale. How does that one start?
that's
Episode
a good
10.
question because all I remember is when all of them get together, obviously to do all the voting. But did anything happen before that?
Ollie did the whole flowers with
Oh,
the
right.
candles
Wait,
and
didn't Sandy and Louie have a little date too, or was that on the last
so
episode?
everybody has on the finale, everybody got final dates, right? So
Right.
we had some the episode starts with Sandy basically cutting JR off and
Mhm.
ultimately picking Louis, and then JR leaves the house. Damn, girl. Oh God, I can't stand him. So JR leaves the house, and then we see basically Ollie put some candles in a heart and give
Mhm.
AD some flowers and say my bad. My bad,
Yeah.
baby. That's what he said, actually.
I hope that's the last time he has to do that. So,
Yeah. And then they all go on their final dates, which
right.
again, I think Freddie and Madison, all that came out of their date was like the whole distance thing. People were saying
Mhm.
in my comments that they didn't feel like Freddie was like she was super like into Freddie and that he wasn't into her. I didn't
Mhm.
get that. Like I didn't get that vibe that he wasn't into her. Like I don't know why people read into that. Like I didn't get the vibe that he wasn't into her.
No, I mean, I think he was into her, but he does seem, I don't know how to, what word to describe it, but he was the same, I felt like, on his Love is Blind season, you know? Maybe he's just so nice that it's hard sometimes to tell. Is he just being nice, or like he treats everyone so nice, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
it's hard to see a difference. So maybe it's
Yeah.
harder to tell, like, does he like this person, or is that just how he treats everybody, right? But
Yeah.
I do think
Yeah.
he felt something for her for sure.
Yeah, I thought so too. So I don't know. People were just saying that, like, oh my God, it was so obvious he wasn't into her. And I'm like, was
I
it?
think
Because
they
I
just,
didn't see that.
yeah, they just
Yeah.
don't like Madison. So,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, somebody did comment that, and I was like, she was so problematic on her season. I was like, I had a different opinion. I didn't
yeah.
think she was problematic, but whatever. I'm not about to argue with you about last Love Is Blind season. Like, if you thought she was, you can have your opinion.
Mhm.
I didn't share that opinion. I was actually very confused why people were so upset with her on her
Yeah.
season. AD, I mean, then we see Freddie and Madison, we see Lucy and Daniel. Now, one thing that stuck out to me and Lucy and Daniel's date was it seemed like she had said behind the camera to me, it seemed like she said something along the lines of like, I don't know if this is something I would tolerate in the real world. And to me, that gave you're only you kind of like let us see your cards, right? Like you're
Mhm.
only kind of dealing with this because he's probably the only person you like in the house. You want to go through this experience and you want to just write it out. But after this, you have no intention of talking to him or being with him,
Uh-huh.
which obviously we see at the end that they broke up very shortly after filming.
Mhm.
So that was really telling to me, which is also nice to see, like, okay, she's not willing to tolerate
Yeah.
the behavior because I think that was a big thing. It was like a lot of the women just were like
Mhm.
so forgiving of the men.
When I did see some comments of like, "Oh, I wonder what happened on their trip," but from what we've heard, they did not
They
take
didn't
that
even go
trip.
on it.
Like,
Yeah.
no, I don't think they even, like you said, she was just putting on a face for the cameras. As soon as filming wrapped, like she was not having it. So I don't know what the official story will be that they give on Monday, but we heard, yeah, they didn't stay together at all after filming. So,
Yeah.
which, I mean, good for her on a personal level, but also I'm like, okay, the prize is a trip. They didn't even take the trip. Like, what is the point of it all? It's gonna, like, they need a better prize. At least do a cash prize so that they could take it, like how they can do on Love Island. Cause I feel like these people would just take the money and be like, because, like, if it was Lucy and Daniel and she could have taken money instead of him, she would have taken the money, which would have been funny, I think. So,
Yeah, or at
like,
least it's like give us the 7-day vacation, whatever the cost of that's going to be. Like, and
mhm,
that's the thing is that's why Netflix makes that their prize because I mean, I think they do have to pay all of these people to go on these shows because Harry
yeah,
Jalton made it very clear that he was paid to go on The Perfect Match.
mhm,
So they do pay them to go on the show. Um, but yeah, it's like if they I don't know, like again, a vacation would have probably helped out someone like Freddie and
yeah,
Madison because they live in different countries. So a 7-week vacation would have actually really helped their relationship. But or AD and
mhm.
Ollie because they lived in separate places too, you know?
Yeah, I definitely feel like a lot of the other couples would have at least taken the vacation, so not a great choice of winner, but we'll get to that. Are
Yeah,
we
Ray and Rachel, their date was whatever. Ray needs to
Yeah.
stop wearing them sweaters in the heat because he'd just be sweating his fucking ass off. So, but nothing much to say there. She seems a little smitten. She seems smitten with Ray. So it's like, okay, cutesy, cutesy. They didn't last either. And I think that was it. They all went on their final dates, and
Mhm.
then the bulk of the episode, the best part of the episode, is when everybody gets to come in. We get the
Yeah.
tea, and then we get the vote. So,
Uh-huh.
what
So
did
what
you
did
think
you
at the
think
end?
of that? Obviously, Juliet was funny with Carrington
I don't know
and
why she
Scott.
thought Scott was gonna get eaten up or like gonna get roasted. What would he have gotten roasted over?
I have no idea. And we did hear that this is like secondhand news, so I don't know if it's true, but we heard allegedly she said they like liked each other. They didn't show that in the episode, right? Because I'm trying to remember, what did I
Said
hear?
they chose each other at the end of the night. She did say that. She
Oh,
said
okay, it
they
was on
chose
there.
each other at the end of the night.
Okay, yeah, that was funny, but I don't know. I don't know why she thought you would get roasted. It makes me feel like we didn't see something,
Right.
or
What
maybe
did you
she just
think though
thought.
of Scott leaving? Scott and Carrington, Scott self-eliminating and then ultimately making Juliet self-eliminate.
I mean, he's entertaining too. Like I don't know why. I feel like Juliet and Scott are similar in that way. Like I think they would have been a funny couple, but I don't know how they would last in the real world. But I think they were both entertaining.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. I thought it was like
Hmm.
a really bold move of Scott. Like, first of all, Carrington, you're a bitch for like running and telling Scott, well, she said this because they didn't pick me twice. Like, she was spot on
Hmm.
by being like, he's salty. Like, bro, you're
Hmm.
so salty that you want to get in this house so bad. You said the next time you came in, I'm going to lip on the shit out of these girls. And it
Hmm.
didn't work. Like, you're corny. No one fell for it. And now you're mad. And then it's like you're grasping at straws trying to get into the house for one night. You think that that's going to make a difference in your edit or in how the audience views you? Nobody gives a damn. If you come in the house for one last night, what would have been the difference? You would have got to go on a last date.
Hmm.
Beg up. Like, all you've been doing is going on dates this whole season. So he was so salty to be like, she said this and she said that. Like, I just thought it was just so whack.
Yeah, he
So
was.
and then them leaving together, like, it was just so childish. Like, it was like a power move though on Scott's, because I don't think Juliet expected it to where it's like, damn,
Hmm.
now I have to self-eliminate and I don't go to the final. So it was like a power move on his end. I thought it was
Hmm.
entertaining. I thought it was cool. And again, I think Scott did that because it's like there's only one night left, so like let me do something like
Yeah, let me have my moment.
yeah, let me have my moment. But Juliet, yeah, she's funny. She's so funny. Like, she was like, you're good, you're salty. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so it was funny. Yeah.
Yeah, she probably thought he was gonna get roasted because he left, I guess, which I have seen a little bit, but she's been roasted too, so I feel like it's even
Because
between.
she came in holding hands with Carrington. I mean, I don't even think people cared, even though Ray was like making a holding hands is crazy. Holding hands is crazy. I'm like,
Oh, Ray.
well, Ray, he's so animated. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
not that big of a deal. Didn't like Ollie come in holding Justine's hand? Yeah, he did.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
They forgot about that, I guess. So
Yeah. Men have selective memory, but I don't think Ray was
they do.
there for that. I don't know.
No. So the other confrontation was obviously Olivia and Alex, and trying to explain like how they felt about the whole thing. I posted a clip of Olivia when she said like she didn't feel disrespected because she didn't have to go to bed with those men, but which I took as like a dig at the men. I don't think she was digging at the women. She was saying that wasn't their like, because I think she felt like people were feeling bad for her, like, oh, you didn't get respected, like when Juliet said they felt used, right? And I think
Yeah.
she was just trying to say they didn't owe me any respect, but they disrespected the other girls, which is still something I want to call out. So I think
Yeah.
some people took it as like a dig to the women, but that's not how I took it.
No, no, that's not how I took it either. What she was saying is, I don't feel disrespected because that's not my man. What's
Yeah.
disrespectful is to do what you did and then go climb back in bed with these women. That's where the disrespect comes in. I think what people are thinking was a dig at the women is because I think what she did say to Lucy was like, I don't know you, but I know that you deserve more. Like, it's sad. What she said is that it's sad that you're willing to accept that behavior from him
Hmm.
instead of it's sad that he would treat you that way,
Yeah.
right? There's a difference, right? Like, now you're coming at me for accepting it versus coming at him for doing it, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we
And
never even really got to hear a response because Louis jumped in.
mhm. Yeah, the comments on the post I made were crazy though. They were like calling these girls mistresses and pick me's, and I'm just like, that's the whole point of the show. They're all trying to get picked, and they're supposed to try to get picked. And the point is, you as the man and the women have to decide: is the connection I have now strong enough? I don't want to explore someone else, or do I want to? And so that was the whole point. Is like instead of getting to know the girls and deciding, oh, I like this person, we have a better connection. They just made out and were like never planning to actually make a new connection. They just wanted their cake and eat it too. So
Right.
people calling them mistresses, I'm like, that's not the point of the show. It's to make new
And
connections or don't.
honestly, I think that even someone like Olivia and Alex would have made a more entertaining show. If you watched Alex on Too Hot to Handle, she would have been somebody that's very chaotic in the house, instead of all of these women who are so worried about self-image and how they're going to look. Like, we want those girls, like you said, that are not going to, like, she would have given us some good TV. And I think
Yeah.
Olivia seems really chill. She seems like a really chill girl. We didn't see much of her on Temptation Island, and I feel like we didn't see much of her here, even though she was involved in one of the biggest storylines with Daniel and Lucy. And I just know that she's seen more than what we saw. I'm sure Daniel I want to know more. Like, I want to
Yeah.
know what else Daniel was doing. I want to know what else she saw, what else she heard. And also, she was connected to Ollie at one point because they went on the 3-way date. So she's, yeah.
Yeah, someone needs to talk to Olivia.
Yeah, someone needs to talk to Olivia because she's got some tea.
Yeah. Yeah, and I also just genuinely feel like Alex and Louis would have been a better match. I think she's way more his type. I think they might have actually found a good connection together,
And they
and
would have been fun together too.
yeah.
Like
I feel like
Alex would have
Sandy is
dogged
Louis'
Louis
type.
just like Louis dogged. Like,
Totally.
Alex would have been dogging Louis just as much as he was trying to dog her. And I think that they would have just had a good time and they would have been fun. But again, I think that very early on, and again, Perfect Match needs to do something to stop this not letting the bombshells in.
Yeah, they need to figure something out because it feels like they make pacts and then there's no excitement. That's what happened, I think, on that last date. They put random people on the dates instead of actually someone that needs a connection tested, like Ollie or AD or something. So
And they did that last season too, right? We heard that last season they did that too, to like Christine came out and like told everybody, yeah, they were trying not to let the bombshells in. So
yeah, they definitely tried to change the way the outcome would be this time with this whole new challenge right before the vote, because obviously last season they ended up having this like it was Christine and Nigel that won, right?
who had just gotten in the house. They were the newest couple, yeah.
Because it was more bombshells and uncoupled people voting. Obviously, they were going to pick them.
They were mad.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't seem rigged, the game. I know some people have said it is a little bit because AD and Ollie didn't have the same answer, but they were like close enough. But then Sandy and Louis didn't have the same answer, and they were like, no, not the same. So,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I don't know what they were trying to rig it towards because from what we heard, Ollie and AD fought 24/7, didn't seem like a solid couple. And so for them to like rig it for them to win when they didn't know they were getting engaged, having a baby, that all came later. So that would
Yeah.
be a little weird. But I mean, we
Yeah, I
do
don't
know.
think it was rigged, but
No.
it's so interesting to see, like, look back. Juliet said, I think they're going to get married, right? And then you see Ollie in the confessional say, he made a joke and was like, oh, if it doesn't work out, I'll be back next year. And then he was like, just kidding, I'm going to marry AD. But Ollie, he needs therapy. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I know. It's so funny because if they were only engaged, it would be like hard to believe. It'd be like, and Kinetic paid them and they're just doing this for a happy ending. Who knows if they'll last? But now, like, they're bringing a whole child into this world. It's like it has to be real, you know?
It's real. It's real in the sense of like, did we all see that they have a physical connection and emotional
Yeah.
connection and they get along and they have good banter and they're cute together? Yes. Right? Those are all great foundations of a relationship. But then you look at the other side of it and you see like he's very controlling. He's very aggressive. He's very manipulative. He's disrespectful. He demands respect but doesn't give respect. He's jealous. These are not foundations of a good relationship. But if you're fucking raw, you gonna get pregnant. So that's just what happens. You know what I mean? So then first comes, now in today's society, first comes baby, then comes marriage. Like, you know what I mean? Like the timeline of the pregnancy and the engagement all aligned. So it's like,
Well, and
yeah, a
from what
baby's very real. So what do you
mhm.
do from that point? You know what I mean? You get engaged. It's
Well, and from what we heard, which has now been confirmed by Marshall, is that he is still jealous, controlling, because he made AD unfollow Marshall apparently, and then Marshall finally responded to your video. He did like some silly little dance, which was like, "Are you trying to say yes or no to this?" But someone asked in the comments, and he confirmed, said, "Yep, she unfollowed me." And someone else said something about Ollie, right? And he wanted to pin it or something.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so he confirmed it. He also made another video. Did you see that one where he said like he was crying, like sad that he turned down Perfect Match 3?
Yeah.
So I shared that, but people couldn't see the caption. So I got a lot of replies of like, "Oh, he's sad he missed out on AD." But I was like, "No, the comment or like the caption said like Olivia, Alex, Justine, like such good talent or something." So
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
little, he's definitely angling for that season 4 call. So
Yeah. Yeah. Because at the time, Marshall was engaged to Che Barnes when they were casting for a perfect match. So,
it's a little sad because the video actually said like biggest regret of my life was turning down Perfect Match 3. And it's like, what about the engagement? I don't know. I'd feel bad for his fiance seeing that, but
yeah. Yeah.
which is
Well,
funny because I heard he was asked for season 2. I didn't know about season 3. Unless that was season. It's so hard because it films a year in advance. So
yeah.
now
Like
I'm like,
they're about to start filming season 4 soon. Like, it's so
mhm.
ridiculous.
I don't, are you saving that tea for another day?
No. Do you have
Oh,
tea?
no, I thought you have tea about Perfect Match. I Love Is Blind cast member breakup
I have
because of
no
Perfect
idea what you're
Match.
talking about.
Didn't
Literally, like, what?
didn't you get a message about Marissa?
Oh, yes, I did.
Are
I
we saving
did.
that for
I
our Love Is
did.
Blind? Our Love Is Blind day? Should we save it for that?
Yeah, we'll save it for our Love is Blind.
Okay.
I
Sorry.
did get some tea about Marissa and her breakup because she did, if you guys don't know Marissa from Love is Blind, who was with Ramses, hard launched her boyfriend shortly after, and she did just announce that they broke up. So, and she had her reasonings. She posted her reasonings, but I got a little tea that her reasonings were not 100% the truth. So we'll get into that on our Love is Blind recap day. But
Yes.
basically the finale was the finale. They did one last compatibility challenge, and we had to pick
Mhm.
between Daniel and Lucy, and AD and
AD
Ollie.
and Ollie.
Daniel and Lucy win, and then we get the notification that I do have to backtrack on one thing. That they broke up weeks after filming. But what did you think of the moment? So the confrontational moment was with Olivia and Daniel. We didn't get to really
Mhm.
see much because Ollie hopped in to be like, Louis hopped in to be like, "Oh, that's ridiculous. This is perfect match. Like, we're all here to explore, not stick with somebody and stay," even though they quite literally all stuck with somebody and stayed.
Mhm.
Um, and so Daniel didn't really have to answer, and neither did Lucy because Louis hopped in. And then the Justine and Ollie of it all was like, she kind of confronted him for lying, and he said he had
Mhm.
no reasoning for why he lied. He just wanted to avoid a difficult conversation, red flag. And then
Mhm.
Justine says, like, I just, I'm not hating. I just want better for AD. We've seen her get her played in her face before, and I just don't want that for her again. Like, and
Yeah.
I think she deserves a great love, and I just don't think it's Ollie. And Ollie's like, "You're hate." Like, she's like, when she said, "I don't mean to be hated," he's like, "I mean, a little bit, a little bit." And you could tell AD's face was literally like, she was like looking at Ollie, like, "Shut the fuck up. Like, why would you accuse this girl of being a hater? What she's saying is valid. I
Mhm.
don't deserve this. Like, what you did, I don't deserve that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like, what you did was foolish." So even that, right? Like, the fact that
Mhm.
you're still sitting here going to call Justine a hater because she's saying AD doesn't deserve what you did to her, that makes her
Mhm.
a hater for questioning you on why you lied. Like, no, that doesn't make her a hater. And AD kind of said something too in her confessional, like, "Oh, if you can't see how far me and Ollie have come, then then you're a hater." Just because people don't agree with your stupid, dumbass decisions doesn't make them a hater.
Mhm.
I hate
Well,
when
yeah,
people say that.
Yeah, based on what we've seen, it's valid to not be so sure about Ollie. And like when he said, I would pick AD like 100 times over or something in Justine, and everybody was like we can't know for sure
That's
because he never
crazy.
got the chance. Yeah, like
You
if AD
wouldn't have,
didn't come back,
you forgot about AD in a mere in hours. Now,
yeah,
do I think that if they would have done it the original way and Justine went on a date with Ollie and he had to come back and make a choice, do I think he would have picked AD? Yes. But the fact that you thought AD was out of sight, out of mind, you would have
hmm
continued on with Justine. And like you said, he never at 1 minute said, oh, being with Justine made me realize I like AD more. He never said that until the finale, right? Now
yeah,
it's easy to say now that AD came back. If AD would have never came back, he would have moved on with Justine. He said he could see a future with both of them. He said, you know what I mean? The only reason that now you're saying, oh, being with Justine made me realize that I have with AD what I have with Justine plus more.
hmm
The only reason you have more with AD is because you had more time with AD. You would
yeah,
have moved on with Justine quickly. You did not even think about AD when you left. So that's crazy to say that, right? Like because you didn't seem concerned about AD at all. And that's the issue that people have. If AD would have never came back at that mixer, what would have been you guys' fate?
yeah. That's the thing. We didn't get to really see. Like if he would have said to Justine, like, I really like AD, so I'm not gonna kiss and hold hands. Like, I need a minute to process this. Like, he immediately was with Justine in the bed, cuddling, and then, yeah, AD popped back up the next day. So we never got a chance to see how he really felt. He didn't really, the choice was kind of made for him. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I Netflix is so dumb for that. Like they should have had AD
mhm.
at the girls mixer. And just because if
Yeah,
Justine would have been at that mixer with Ollie, he would have been cutting up.
yeah,
Cutting up.
yeah.
So
We needed to see it more of a choice. It didn't. Obviously, everybody feels like he maybe would have had a better connection with Justine because it just got cut short and we never really got to see that finish out. So it's
yeah. But again, there's a respectful way to go about getting to know somebody else
mhm.
while you still have feelings for another person, you know?
Yeah.
But again, whatever. Whatever, they're married. I mean, they're engaged and having a baby. Engaged doesn't mean married, and they're engaged and having a baby. So
Mhm.
congratulations to them. Not my pig, not my farm. I ain't marrying Ollie. I don't have to deal with his motherfucking rage and his jealous behavior. Like so shit. If she likes it, I love it.
Mhm. I wonder because I know she's doing her podcast, so I wonder like who is going to do that while she's on like maternity leave. I guess I mean, you can podcast with the baby if you have help, I guess. Maybe she won't be taking any
She'll
breaks.
have
I
to
was
take
wondering.
some time off. She'll have to take a little bit time off. So
Yeah, maybe Ollie will step in.
yeah.
I don't think he might not be as good as her, but we'll see.
Anyway, I am looking forward to, I guess after they can spill some tea on Monday. I
Mhm.
found the season to be quite boring. I feel like we could have had some shifts in the house, like more shifts in the house would have made it a little bit. But to be honest, if it wasn't for Ollie, Louie, and Daniel, we would
Mhm.
have had a shit season. So thank you guys for showing your ass.
Yeah, I thought it was a interesting season. It was hard because we already knew about Adie and Ollie, so that kind of spoiled it a little. And we thought we were like, oh, well, we'll get to see their love story. It wasn't really that much love, and I mean, from what we heard, it was a lot crazier. So maybe that's the other issue too, right? Like Adie and Ollie were their only chance at a happy ending, even though it happened way after the show. So they had to like edit it that way. So I think we didn't see a lot of what actually went on between them because all we hear from people that were there is that it was a lot worse than what we saw. Not better, it was
Yeah.
worse. So,
Yeah.
and that the cast, I know some people have said, oh, everyone was bitter. That's why they didn't let them win. But we've heard they didn't choose them to win because they were fighting 24/7 and not, they weren't a good couple on the show. So they
Yeah.
are now, though. But I think it got edited to
And just
reflect.
because just because they're engaged and married doesn't engaged and married, engaged and pregnant does not
Mhm.
mean that they don't fight. It doesn't mean
Yeah.
that they don't that everything's peaches and rainbows. Like we saw a 20-second, engagement video and a 20-second pregnancy video. That does not mean that we know what's going on behind the scenes
Mhm.
things like that don't just change, right? That
Mhm.
early in. Like, if it was chaotic 3 weeks in and you're mentally exhausted and physically exhausted, I can't imagine what it is now. And if you can look at what happened on Perfect Match and be like, they're doing great. Everything's peaches and
Yeah.
rainbows over there. Like, you're naive. But
Mhm.
again, not our pig, not our farm. If she likes it, we love it. If that's what she wants to deal with and that's what she thinks that she deserves and that's what she wants her future to look like, that's on her. She's a grown woman. She can make her own decisions, right?
Mhm. Well,
But
I
we want
hope
to say our opinions
yes, we're
because,
basing it off the show and,
right.
what we've heard since. But I hope that we're wrong. Well, not wrong, but I hope that he proves everyone wrong in the
I do
future
too.
going
I do too.
forward.
He's
Yeah.
not off to a good start with making her unfollow Marshall. That's still giving
Yeah,
jealous,
that's a little
but
weird.
yeah,
Mhm.
still giving
All right.
jealous. But hopefully he proves us all wrong. He's an amazing husband. He's an amazing father. He's an amazing man to her, and he stops his fuckery. That's
Mhm. And they will be filming season 4 probably in the next couple weeks. So obviously, the last couple years, I've broken the news of all the cast. So hopefully, we will have that news for you soon. But because we've heard a few people already, and
yeah.
I would bet Marshall will be there too. So
We'll see. But yeah, it was a season. I wasn't the best, wasn't the worst, but it is what it is, and there's a baby and an engagement out of it. So
well, let us know all your thoughts, what you thought about the ending, who you thought should have won, and who you want to see on season 4. Give us all your
right. And
opinions.
who do you want tea from? Who do you guys want us to get some tea
Yes.
from?
If we're allowed, because this is a kinetic one, which, we're not their favorite, I'm sure, but
Yeah.
some Netflix shows we can chat with them, but we like give a lot of tea on Love is Blind. So I don't know if they like it or hate it, but Netflix likes us, so we don't care.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, let us know who you want us to chat with because we got lots coming this week, so stay tuned.
Yeah.
And yeah, thanks for putting up with our long break, and we won't let you down again. We will be here more often, I promise.
We deserve that breaks, but whatever.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm not letting you have a break. No, I'm just kidding.
Anyway, we have so much coming for you guys this week, so stay tuned and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye guys.